love it. I freaking love it. So satisfying. Oh, Scarlett, we're getting a paint gun. We gotta get a paint gun. So, of course, we get a throwaway Harbor Freight gun. What should we grab? These are my go-tos. I go through these like crazy. Not like crazy, honestly. I've only had 2 of them, but for 16 bucks, painted one whole side of my shop with this and a 6-gallon tank. I don't suggest it, but it does get the job done. Yeah. Oh. Can you sit? Yeah, you can. Everybody's favorite place, Home Depot. Now we gotta go get some paint. Oh, I'm so excited. So, a lot of you guys know that for a while I've had this shop, but it's been rented out entirely to somebody else. I finally now get to see what it looks like empty, because it's been like this since I bought it. So now half of the shop is empty, and I rented out the other half to the same people. They just condensed all their stuff on one side. So I'm still making money, paying the place off. But take a look. It's nothing pretty to look at, but I've never ever imagined that I would have this much space to start with. So this is actually more of like a third of the shop. The place is really big that way, but the tenants now have it. But now I have 1 bay door, 2 bay doors, and that one must have gotten taken out by something. And so I had 3. I was hoping that I was gonna get this space back here, but they kind of ran out of room, and they're great tenants and I wanna keep them happy. So I'm starting out with these 2 bays here. There's definitely some stuff we're gonna have to work on. Scarlett's finding some nice smells down in there. This is definitely gonna need to be replaced. Probably can't even stand on that, let alone drive over it. We've got a lot of cleaning to do. Paint, windows. We can finally get to these windows and kind of work on them and get them cleaned up. A lot of cleaning up. I think this is the water line coming out of the floor. I heard a story about how this was installed. It was pretty redneck, but what we'll do to create a little bit of privacy here for them and for me is, you can see at one point there was a wall here. There's about 10 different types of wood that was used, but we'll probably get to the point now we'll take this, what's out here, and actually build a solid wall. And we'll have it all divided up nice and pretty. But guys, so excited. I feel like I can finally take the first step in like growing my business and having like a location. We can keep the skid steer in here. We can get a couple other pieces of equipment I want. In the wintertime when I have, a truck issue or a trailer issue, I can bring it in here. I've got a big old massive heater up there. I can actually do work in here, get stuff done. We'll probably even store some of the go-kart stuff that my family uses in here and kind of use it as a base. So this is a big step for me. I'm pretty excited for it. This is cool, but we got a lot of work to do. I actually brought all that painting stuff out, and the next step I think I'm going to do is work on that exterior and start getting this painted, and then we'll kind of dig into the back. I've got a shipping container I got to kind of take care of later, but I also had them drop some rocks. So is a citywide cleanup that's happening in this town that my shop's in a couple weeks, and they called me and asked if we could use this as like the location for the citywide cleanup, and they wanted to rent 4 20-yard dumpsters minimum, may ask for more on the day of. So kind of want to have this place established as a location come that, and I got about a month, so I just want it to be a cleaner, nicer looking place. So we'll see how it turns out. Super pumped about this. Well, I found out why it's incredibly helpful that door was back there, so you could drive straight through, because I've got a ditch up front and right by the road, 23-foot trailer. That's cutting it close. And I can see somebody else didn't get close, they just hit it. And then you got that right there. There's no way we're cutting that angle, not without doing it 50 times, so that's kind of a bummer. I guess I could always just jackknife it and push it up against there, and yeah, but we don't want to do that. Guess I'm getting a new door. This is incredible. Take a look. I was about to start painting with my little 6-gallon tank again, but I found something awesome. Right over here. So this shop's been chock full of stuff, so even when I bought it, I couldn't see everything. But this right here is a air hose. In the back, I found a working tank. I thought it was actually something that the old renters just kind of had sitting back there, but it is actually a working air tank. And this lever right here actually controls the lift. So that lift right there actually comes up. I mean, it's definitely not approved to be used in commercial use anymore in like a shop, but it does work. And well, I can't get it to go up right now because it doesn't have enough pressure built up in the thing because I just turned the motor on. But now I can actually paint. This is a huge tank, so I can use this to actually paint on the shop a little bit rather than trying to wait for this thing to, although I'll give it credit. Guys, I even painted an entire exterior wall with this thing, but it was really inconsistent in power. But I mean, it really chalked through it. But now I should easily be able to keep air pressure with this thing sticking out here. If I get a longer hose, I could essentially paint this whole building. Never have to actually move around a tank. That is so cool. Gotta love little finds like that. All right, I couldn't help myself. I at least had to know what the paint looked like. I'm waiting for a little female to male attachment for my, hey Sully, for my spray gun to partner with that hose, but I still wanted to just toss some paint on and see what it looked like. This is agreeable gray. So no matter what, you're gonna like it because it's agreeable gray, that's right. So let's hope that the whole place looks nice after this. All right, guys, I just like to, before everybody goes in the comments, oh my God, he's spraying it like that. I was dialing it in, trying to get the pattern. This took a minute to get this thing actually firing out a good spray pattern, but now it is like throwing down paint like it's its job. It's the little sprayer that could. I love it. You got to go in. I'll show you these bricks. They're kind of a pain in the butt. So you see those little grooves there? Well, all the color of the brick shows through. So you got to really use a pretty perfect pattern that can shoot into those, but also lay enough down that it doesn't start dripping. Like I said, I'm not a professional painter. I'm dangerous with a paint gun, but I'm not a professional painter. When I say dangerous with a paint gun, dangerous enough that I could leave some drips. But actually, it's turning out really nice. I like how it's going down. Man, those doors are ugly. I think once those doors are swapped out, we get some nice lights up in there, and this paint lays really nice. I think we'll have a pretty good looking shop finally. I'm gonna keep going at it. All right, got a couple hours in and she's turning out. I'm gonna go ahead and lock her up, and I'll probably be back here tomorrow to knock out a little bit more, see if we can get this thing looking good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments so far, how you think it's gonna turn out. I think it'll be good. You gotta look at the long term. I think it's gonna look way better than this ugly yellow, miscolored, 6 different yellow brick styles. We'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, y'all, so we're on to another day over here, and I went and ran to the store real quick to get a couple pieces of equipment, but nothing much. What we got here is some adapters to the cheapo Harbor Freight gun, which, I mean, honestly did pretty good once you got it dialed in. And then I got another hose here so we could actually reach, you know, every bit of the building. It got a big old shadow over here, but it's got a decent first little coat. And, you know, when you spray, you don't always need multiple coats. But since there's so many grooves in all this brick here, I plan to kind of spray it more than once to really fill in those paint lines. And as you can see, I'm not taping off anything or masking anything like I probably should if I was doing this professionally. Because, I mean, look at this door that I bought the place like this. The door needs replaced. All of this needs replaced. That is a big old spider. Holy moly. So that needs replaced. The siding inserts are going to get replaced. That door clearly needs replaced. So we're going to just kind of paint everything we need to and then replace all that other stuff. The only thing I was really careful around was this brand new door here. Everything else is pretty much spray and pray. So we're going to keep going. It's turning out all right. We're going to go through another can of paint. Again, it helps. Today's one of the days that Keegan's helping me out. He's working, so he's driving dumpsters. I'm getting this stuff done, and then I'm just coordinating with him as other people ask for dumpsters and or we have some changes, but otherwise he does the driving and I'm taking care of this today. Gotta love that. It's like having 4 sets of hands. All right. I know I'm making every painter mad right now because obviously I'm taking a massive shortcut by doing it this way and spending a whole like $20 on equipment and I don't know, $100 on paint. I'm shooting into the grease right here because this gun, I mean, isn't the best, and I'm trying to lay a nice thick line of paint into the grout, which you guys are gonna crucify me for, and then I go through, crossboard it, you know, do the grout down, and then I hit each individual brick so that I get a nice good glob of paint in there. So far it actually is working. It's not the right way to do it. It's balancing out. It's like actually showing up even on the wall, so it's not all blotchy like it looks like it's done with the spray can, which is what I'm happy about. I'll definitely have to come back with a big sprayer and hit this a little bit nicer, I think, or use this one and just come in and dust everything a nice even finish. But it's working out. But I know every YouTube warrior that knows a little something about paint is gonna crucify me for it. But when you're trying to be a cheap person, you do what you can, and I am. 1 brick, 2 bricks. It'll take a while. All right, I know it's a Harbor Freight sprayer, and a lot of really good painters out there are gonna criticize this, but I'm insanely impressed. I did the other side that was cinder block, but I wasn't too worried about it looking nice, and that was really easy to do, but this, I've got a system down, and it's turning out way better than I would have ever expected. I think this shop's gonna look 10 times better after this. All right, y'all, I'm calling it for the day. I gotta be on a plane in like 4 hours and I've got a 2-hour drive, so I'm gonna calculate for something to go wrong. So I'm gonna get out of here. Let me know what you think about the shop so far. I do appreciate all your feedback, and you know, just go easy. I'm using the wrong equipment to get it done, but it's working. It's actually turns out way better. I know I'm looking back at the video in some angles, you see some, you know, blotchy paint, but look at that last view of it as like how it's turning out. Once the paint starts to dry and it flattens out, that spray gun is incredibly impressive for $16, and then an air hose that I bought. I'm pretty impressed with it. I use, like I said before, that little rigid tank, that 6-gallon tank, to paint the shop black on one side. You guys might have seen it if you follow me, and it worked. But having that big air tank in the shop, game changer. It's just constant pressure, nonstop, just nice, good pattern. Once you actually get down, brick is a pretty tough thing to paint, especially that one because it has those slots in it. At one angle, if you paint it kind of from the side, you're gonna have paint laying across it, but you won't have it in the groove. So you got to be on each brick perfectly straight. So it's not the right equipment to use. There's definitely stuff out there that's better, faster, more efficient, looks better. But as this dries every time, I'm actually really liking the way it turns out. For a really cheapo solution, I'll probably have this whole thing painted for, you know, my time, which is worth something, and you know, the sprayer and maybe $200 in paint once it's all said and done. Using a stone paint, you want to use an outdoor exterior stone brick masonry paint, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep using that really fine beam to shoot into each individual brick, and then afterwards come back and put like more of a fanned spray on, so we just flatten out any spot that might be a little uneven if you look at it from a certain angle. Pretty pumped. This was a really ugly shop, I'm not gonna lie. I bought it because of the acreage that's there, plus the location, and just the size of the shop. But it's needed some love, and I think it's gonna get it now, and it's gonna just look better and better each time. So let me know what you think. If you have a shop, drop in the comments like the #1 thing that you just have to have, you can't live without. My shop is 15 minutes from my house, and pretty much anything that I can get in terms of groceries and or equipment. So I want things that like I'm always going to find myself needing to be at the shop. So let me know what you know from past experience, and drop in the comments. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch you in the next video. I do appreciate all the support, guys. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited about this, finally getting to develop my own space for my business. So just follow along and like, subscribe. Take a look in the next video next time. Have a good one.